What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Tuesday MLB edition of my DFS podcast. We have a huge main slate here on this Tuesday, 13 games to look at. There's also 2 games on that early slate starting at, I think, 6:40 Eastern. Going to give you guys, 5 plays that I like as I usually do. I'm giving you guys a Guru credit code as well in this video. After the first couple of plays, just make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We had an awesome weekend overall for baseball. Had some huge hits. A lot of people messaging me their screenshots. There were some really, really good ones. So nice to see us finding a rhythm. We also had a pretty decent week in general last week. So let's keep it going here this week. Close out May on a high note and head into June and July where, it's mainly all MLB. Obviously, we have the NBA Finals to look forward to as well. For DFS, I'm still a little torn from my Celtics not showing up last night. So for a pitcher, there's really 2 guys I like spending up on tonight. I don't think there's a lot of great, middle to low tier value, but I like spending up on Shane McClanahan. He has, demonstrated that he is one of the best pitchers in the MLB. He's got a sub-2 ERA now, 8 wins. They're at Wrigley. The Rays should be able to give him run support against Kyle Hendricks, who has not been good to start the year. The wind is also blowing in 8 to 10 miles per hour at Wrigley. Not that McClanahan needs it, but it certainly helps him. In this Cubs lineup, it's not that intimidating. I do think, even at that 11-2 price, I still think it's worth it. He's looked really, really good. He's been averaging, 41.4 fantasy points on the year. He has 50-point upside. The guy is a stud. I have no problem spending up for him, assuming that we'll find some cheap bats as teams start releasing their lineups throughout the day. The other guy I would spend up on is Zach Gallen. He's had a couple of rough starts, though, recently. The last 2 have not gone well. He gets to go back home where he usually pitches well against a Rockies team that, they don't really hit the ball outside of Coors Field. So Gallen should have no issue bouncing back tonight. He is $500 cheaper than McClanahan. I picked McClanahan because he's just been in better form. Gallen, over the last 2, not so great, but, he has represented unbelievable upside, really the most upside in the MLB. He has a handful of 50 and 60 fantasy point games already this season, so we know his upside. Maybe more of a tournament play just because he has had some pretty poor starts, but regardless, he's the other guy I would spend up for at $10,700. We'll just go right to the code now. Make sure you're signed into your FD Guru username as usual. Most of you have done this, a bunch of times, so you get it. Go to the shop page on my website. You must be signed in to your account. Go to the coupon bar on the shop page, all caps. The date, May 30, vid. May 30, vid. Apply coupon, you'll get those credits. Today feels like a Monday because of Memorial Day weekend, but it is Tuesday, but it feels like, the beginning of the week, at least in my eyes. So let's start off this week really strong, give you some credits, and let's have a nice night. There's also a 5-game after-hours slate tonight. I will definitely be dabbling in that as well. We don't usually see that many games in that later wave. Let's get into the bats. Ketel Marte, he sat yesterday. I had him in my lineups and we had to pivot. He usually plays every day, but you'll run into those rare off days for these starters. Marte got the off day last night or yesterday. So he should be right back in that lineup tonight, leading off or batting second, wherever it is. And the Diamondbacks should be able to put up some runs against the lefty Kyle Freeland. They're pretty huge favorites tonight with Zach Gallen on the mound, but I do expect them to still score a handful of runs. Marte at only 3,000. Fantastic play, switch hitter. Will be batting righty against the lefty Kyle Freeland. Third base, I love this price on Austin Riley. You know, when he's going well, he is a $4,000 player. He's one of the best third basemen in the league. The Braves, huge favorites tonight against the Athletics. For good reason. The Athletics are, you know, arguably the worst team in the MLB. JP Sears, 0-3 record, 4.7 ERA. He should struggle against these Braves. Riley should be batting third or fourth. That, you know, that thing that we love seeing, the righty-lefty matchup for Riley here against Sears. So 3,200 looks awesome on him. He has kind of gotten it going as of late. If you look at his game log, he's on a ridiculous hitting streak since May 17th. I don't even feel like counting that many games, but he's seeing the ball. His power numbers are a little down, but, you know, he has 3 homers in the last week or so. So I do like what I'm seeing out of Austin Riley as of late. We all know his potential and how good of a player he is. Expect that average to continue to climb after the, you know, pretty weak start to the season for him. For the outfield, let's go to George Springer, who seems to be turning it on as well for the Blue Jays. Should be leading off against Adrian Hauser, 3,100. The Blue Jays, pretty big favorites in this game at home. It's like a 9 or 9.5 over-under, so the Jays should be able to put up runs against Hauser. Hauser also doesn't go deep in the games. The Brewers could be featuring their bullpen, you know, anywhere from the 4th to the 6th inning. So I do like Springer. 254 average. He's on a 3-game hitting streak. He's had some pretty big games as of late. 41 fantasy points, 43 fantasy points, all in the end of May. So Springer at 3,100. His price is just too cheap. He's been too cheap for a long time now. He's usually like a $3,700 to, you know, $4,000 player. So anytime a guy like George Springer is down at 3,100, it's going to be a good play regardless. And then the last play, maybe my favorite value play on the slate. He's going to go sneaky. People forget about Eloy Jimenez. He was hurt to start the year, but he has looked unbelievable over the last, you know, week or two. He's on a hitting streak since April 26th, but, you know, again, he was hurt in the middle of May, you know, but if you look at his game log, this guy is an absolute beast. He'll hit anywhere from 2nd to 4th for the White Sox. It's a 9 over-under, their favorites. A nice righty-lefty matchup against Tyler Anderson, who has almost a 5 ERA. So I love Jimenez here. I like the White Sox in general. You have a cheap Tim Anderson as well, leading off most likely. You know, Jimenez homered last game. He has extra base hits. You know, he's 4 extra base hits in the last 6 games. 3 of those are homers. And like I said, he's on a huge hitting streak. So at 3,000, this is an awesome play. He could easily see 5 at-bats tonight, especially if he bats, you know, second in this order. So Eloy Jimenez, tons of upside. He's been seeing the ball really well lately. Great matchup against Tyler Anderson of the Angels. That'll do it for this video, guys. Give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Until tomorrow, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. See ya.